Hey, we're live.
Hi.
Hey everyone, Andy, Clara and Jess.
Long time no
And we're
see.
back in the sunshine in the park.
Yes.
And we're reminiscing in our Eurovoxx t-shirts, we're reminiscing about this year's contest, which was amazing.
Yeah. We still can't get over it.
No, best time, a really well organised contest, I think, by RTP. I know lots of people have had like different views on whether it was organised well, whether it wasn't. I thought it was fantastic.
I think it was.
Yeah, to be fair, a month after that, when you look back, you really think it all went really smooth.
Yeah, apart from like the stage invade, we'll probably talk about that
Yeah,
later. I thought really well organised. Best thing about Lisbon for me was the people. Volunteers
Yeah.
were amazing.
They were so friendly and helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we met quite a lot of them. It was a bit different to Kiev actually because
Okay.
they were a bit. I think the volunteers weren't really allowed to talk very much. They weren't allowed to have pictures with you. But in Lisbon, they were up for it and they were
Yeah.
really into the contest.
So shout out to Philippa. She is really,
Philippa, yeah.
really
Yeah.
kind and wonderful.
Philippa Lobato.
Lobato, yeah.
Philippa, we love you. We're your number one fans, and we hope you're ours. But what were your standout moments from Lisbon? What was your favourite moment?
My favorite moment, actually, it's during the first or second semi-final. I think it was when Iceland was performing.
Oh, Ari.
Yeah. Once he finished his performance and went back to the green room, he was cheering so much for the other contestants. I thought that was so nice, and he was like the happiest person, like waving his flag and everything. That's a really stand-up moment for me.
He was dancing as well in the
Yes,
green
he
room.
was.
He's got some moves, actually. Ari's got some moves. What about you, Jess? What was your favourite?
My favourite moment. I have quite a lot actually. But I loved seeing Austria top the jury vote just because I loved the song, and for me I was so happy that in my opinion they got what they deserved, if that makes sense. It was really nice to see Eleni in second place. The first time
Yeah.
Cyprus is in the top three, you know, after all her hard work. It was just nice to see it paid off, if that makes sense.
And we saw Eleni in concert, actually,
We
2 days ago
Yeah.
here in London. Amazing.
What a beast! Like in the best way possible. That energy, she just kept on dancing. They were not simple moves. They were like she was moving all of her body, dancing all around stage. Her whole charisma was all over the stage.
If I had the hair, I would try and do the. And to be honest, I don't know how that woman still has a neck
Yeah.
and her head's not falling off because the way she yanks that neck around on stage is crazy.
I think she told us in Eurovision while you were interviewing her that she has to warm up really well to not lose her, like get a sore neck or something.
I mean, for me, I think Eleni is probably one of the big stars really from
Yeah.
this year. What a great result
Yeah.
in the contest. And actually, I think people have spoken more about her since than Netta from what I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
it seems like she's taken Fuego, you know, all across Europe, and people love it, you know.
Fuego, fuego.
Yeah, fuego now is like a word in our vocabulary.
Oh God, we
Yeah.
use fuego all the time.
So much for everything.
Just a fuego, fuego. But yeah, she's amazing. I'd love to. I wonder what's going to happen next
For her.
for her.
Well, she has this new single, Caramela. So I haven't listened to it, but she released it the same day she was coming to London, or like the day before, and the crowd was asking for Caramela, and she was so amazed that it wasn't even like 24 hours, and she still had a show where people were asking for the song.
Yeah, I mean she's an amazing performer. I've been listening to her album. I'm going to try and say it. Vasilisa. Someone help us how to say that in Greek. Vasilisa. Vasilisa. Ediganis. But yeah, so I was listening to her album. It's kind of what you'd expect, really. But it's full of bangers. And she did kind of like a mix, didn't she, of songs from the
Yeah.
album at her concert.
Yeah, she sampled a few songs from other people, like just the hookup of the song, like Swish Swish Bitch.
Oh yeah, you can actually see that on
Yes.
our channel. We posted the video of that performance. It was I can't remember how to say it in Greek. Paxemi.
I can pull it up if you want.
But yeah, she did with Swish Swish by Katy Perry. And she also did Rita Ora cover.
Yes.
And Dua Lipa to the Albanian sisters.
Yeah. She did Paikse
Mazimu.
Sorry.
We've totally said that wrong. We need to brush up on our Greek.
We do.
We might, who knows, we might be going to Greece in 2020.
Or Cyprus.
But yeah, I'm really going to be following
Yeah.
Eleni. That's such a down-to-earth
She is. She is.
person as well, and she really, really appreciates her fans. She did a lot of shout-outs at the concert. Banana Guy, if you watch the performance of Fuego on our channel, you'll see a shout-out to Banana Guy. You'll see what we're talking about. It's all about Fuego and bananas. But while we're talking about Eleni, what about Yana?
I have to say, I didn't get such a good impression from her. Yeah, we are talking about Yana Terzi, right?
Yes.
And for me, she was a really good performer. I think she was a little bit out of touch from her human team, maybe, or like she didn't connect really well with RTP, because from what I've heard, she said that the RTP didn't deliver what she asked for.
Yeah, there was a few mistakes actually, I think, on RTP's part. If you watch back to the semi-final performance, and they knew about this when they were rehearsing because it was raised, but they've actually credited the song to Yanni, which is a boy's name. Obviously she's Yana, a girl, and it wasn't corrected in time for the semi-final. I don't think that would have any impact on the result, but it's, for me, that was one of the negatives that I heard about the organisation by
No,
RTP.
for me, it was more about the camera angles. I think it was what she was complaining about. Or like one of the pyros didn't go on when it should have gone off.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But Yana, for me, beautiful woman, and I love her voice actually. And she's already a big star, isn't she? She's got a huge fan base. I think every time we posted anything about Yana, there was lots of comments, and you know, even people coming up to us in Lisbon, thanking us for our support in our videos, because I really like the song. Hey. Oh, I didn't see the name. Catty, Kate,
yeah.
Callie. Hey, Callie, where are you from? Let us know.
Yeah. But she told us herself, Yana, that she didn't usually sing in Greek, so that was a big surprise.
Yeah, I was so happy. Hey to the UK.
Hey.
Hello.
You're not in London. We're in London right now. We're in the beautiful Hyde Park. Maybe we'll show you in a bit.
Yeah, or if you're in London, come and say hi.
Yeah.
We'll be here.
Eurovoxx meetup. But I was really happy that Greece sent a song in Greek, an authentic song. It's far too hot. Although we're in the shade here. What do you think about Yana? We're talking about Yana at Eurovision this year. We're doing some reminiscing. I loved the song. I think they could have done more with the performance.
Yeah, I was let down by the staging. You know, the song is so good, but the staging let it down.
It's that line, isn't it, of a simple performance to get the song across, but maybe making it too simple. And she was alone on stage as well. But who else stood out for us? Cesar, you mentioned before. We are big Cesar fans, I think, at Eurovoxx.
He's so down to earth. He's so nice.
Yeah. Really, really genuine guy. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him back again at Eurovision. I'm not sure as a singer, but I think he will definitely be.
As a producer.
Kate. I think good, and staging was great, but kind of boring. Yeah, so that's what we were saying. Maybe the staging let it down. What was your favourites, Kate? Let us know. But Cesar, like, the performance blew me away, I think, when we first saw it.
Yeah, I just want to know what's in his mind to figure out that such a big platform is going to work so well on stage. This is why I love Eurovision so much, and I want to know everything that goes behind the scenes, because I want to see the creator, like dig in the creators' minds.
Yeah, and obviously he came top in the...
He did.
Which was, I have to say, was a surprise.
It was
I
for
loved the
me.
song. It was in my top 3 before we went to Portugal. But probably, I thought it would do well with the juries, but probably a bit of a surprise it did so well.
Germany was her favorite, but she loved Albania, Portugal, Ukraine and Lithuania.
Kate, I love you. Albania, my favourite ever. Good choice, you've got good taste. But Germany, that was underrated.
Yes.
It was.
Before we went into the contest. And I remember I think we did like a prediction video before the final, and we called Germany as being a potential
horse,
top 5.
I mean,
and it came...
Yeah, I mean, I think as soon as he rehearsed, suddenly people thought, okay, this is something here. And that something went into fourth place. So
I mean, that's how to stage a very simple song with a nice message, and the kind of backdrop screen or whatever you want to call it, you know, really lent itself to the song. And I'm glad that he did well with that song. And he was a really nice guy to talk to.
Yeah. Also, the lyrics of his song, it's really well written. Like, you can really connect. They're very intelligent. Germany was beautiful, yes.
Hey, Darren, Germany was beautiful.
Yeah.
Darren, what was your favourite? Need we ask? Let us know. But who else kind of rounded off the top 5, and then we'll talk about Netta. Who came 5th?
Italy came 5th.
Italy. That was a bit of a surprise for
Yeah.
me.
See, for me it wasn't. As soon as I saw their rehearsal in Lisbon, I knew they were going to do well. And I felt quite alone in that, because everyone else, this won't go
Yeah.
anywhere.
For
But I
me-
just had that feeling.
No, for me, the song didn't stand out because like it was like really chill. There were a lot of songs, like more powerful songs, but I'm really happy it did so well. And definitely the 2 singers are very talented, very experienced singers, and you could tell that on stage. And they were just there as if it was just another one of their shows. Like they did not have this Eurovision mindset, which I think really set them apart.
Darren says Italy was a huge surprise. It was a surprise
Yeah.
for me. I didn't think they were going to crack. Crack the top 10. I'm always a huge fan of Italian songs. I love that's terrible, I've forgotten his name. Monkey guy.
Occidentalis Karma.
I want to say Gianluca.
Federico
Francesco.
Cavalli.
Francesco. It's too hot. My memory's gone.
We love Fuego too, Darren. I love Italy, but I think the lyrics may have been distracting but necessary. However, if you take away the lyrics, they literally had no sense. Okay. Yeah, I think a good point is that the lyrics were on different languages, and it gave the opportunity for everyone to understand what the song was about.
Yeah, I think sometimes when they do that in songs, do you remember who was the Bulgarian Sophie Marinova?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When she did the "I love you" in all
Yeah.
different languages, sometimes I think it's a little part of the song that someone can connect to in their
Yeah.
own language.
Yeah.
It might help it do well.
I know in other countries they put subtitles in every song, but it's not so everyone can understand. Definitely in Estonia, because I watched one of the semi-finals in Estonia, like in 2014, and all of the songs had subtitles. So that's really good. However, in Spain, from where I'm from, they don't do that, and I think you miss part of the magic of the song if you don't understand.
So Netta.
Oh, Netta.
Well, Netta owned the contest, didn't she, even before
Yeah.
we got to Lisbon. It wasn't a huge surprise. I'll be honest, I didn't think she was going to win.
Neither did I.
Neither did I.
It seemed like a dead cert, but then when we saw the rehearsals, I think some people weren't too impressed. But so much support for that song, like from every country. And it is one of those Marmite songs, 'cause even people I talk to
It
now,
is.
you say, you know, people that aren't Eurovision fans, they say, oh, I didn't like the winner, or but then you meet loads of people that did love the winner, and you see people posting videos of themselves dancing to Toy.
Yeah.
We went to a club the other night, and it
Yeah.
came on, and everyone went crazy. That was here in London. So yeah, no matter what you think, she won fair and square.
That's
she
true.
she is an amazing
Performer.
and a very very talented, very talented performer.
As an entertainer, I have nothing to say against her. She's really good.
And she's got personality and bucket loads.
Kaylee says she really deserved it. It was created before the contest. I couldn't stand it, but it was really, really amazing. Yeah.
It was, and who knew that she's going to bring out the
Cats.
what they called the
cats.
lucky cats?
Yeah.
There must have been like 1,000 of them, surely. And I wonder what happened to them all.
So do
Do you
I.
imagine, like, as soon as the contest finishes, they just trash them and they're behind somewhere
What
in a
happened?
container?
Or did they just give them out as freebies to people?
Well, we didn't get one. What happens with all the props after Eurovision?
Yeah.
If
Them-
anyone knows, let us know.
We need someone from RTP to tell us what happens to all that stuff.
Yeah, because I don't imagine delegations or countries wanting to spend money to fly them back home once they've been used. Because
What happened to Cesar's platform?
oh, that's a
That
really
must have
good
been one of the
question.
most expensive.
Yeah.
If you know and you have like secret intelligent friends or investigators, let us know.
Donate out to a local Chinese restaurant, maybe. Darren, you might be right. But yeah, it's you know, I think the song charted in the UK. I'm sure it charted in like the
think it made
lower
the-
side of the chart,
yeah.
like 49 or something. But so did Fuego.
Yeah.
Is it, sometimes it feels like there was two winners this
Yes.
year because Europe's gone crazy for Fuego as well. There's been a Spanish version.
Yeah.
Um, but,
Talking about Spanish version,
ooh.
how about Nicolas having said that there was a Spanish version of his song?
Did we ever hear that?
No, I never heard it, but like it was on his Instagram like many days.
Kate, I really like the stage
Me
this year
too.
actually. There was all this hoo-ha before about
Definitely
no LED screen.
Yeah.
It's good. I would be happy for them not to be an LED screen next year.
So would I.
Yeah.
It works
This
so
gives-
much better in my opinion.
Definitely, this makes the artists and the countries to think further than just like a backdrop.
And did anyone really notice
No,
that it wasn't
no,
there? And if you
no.
really need it, bring it. Oh my God, have you heard the English version of the Greek entry? Yes. What do you think of it?
I prefer the Greek version personally, but
There's always that risk when you
No.
translate a song into English
Yeah.
that the lyrics aren't gonna work out. Need I say anything about Albania when it comes to bad translations? I prefer the Greek, but I generally always prefer the entries
Yeah.
in their own language or in the first language that I hear them. I don't like it when songs are translated. But no, going back to the stage, I thought it was a great stage, and the lighting effects. Cough Albania. I'm a big Albania fan though, so I need to watch what I say. But yeah, I thought the lighting was really good, and that is how to put on
Yeah.
a good show. You don't need an expensive LED screen.
I think we should would have qualified.
I don't know, Darren. I don't know.
I think it was the staging that let her down.
Yeah.
No matter what language she was singing in.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. And was she semi-final one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a
the-
tough semi. Everyone said it. But yeah, the staging got a big thumbs up from me, and I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
the girls as well.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what Israel do. I have a feeling Israel are going to go all out, and we will
they
have the
will.
LED screen back. But if we didn't, I wouldn't miss it because I like it that it's about the performer.
Yeah.
And you can stage songs really nicely with that big
Yeah.
screen.
I mean,
And-
Lisbon proved it, so.
Yes, and the lights, if you find the right lighting, the right color tones, they just fill up the stage.
Yeah. No, the arena. Yeah, it didn't feel very small.
No?
No, I think it was quite a nice size.
So can we talk about Ugand now?
Okay, let's
course.
talk about Ugan. Let's talk
Oh.
about love then, please.
That was my moment. Was him qualifying from the semi-final because so many people said that he wouldn't. You guys know how much
Yeah.
I love that song.
You should have standed next to him the moment the TV went like, and the next one is Albania.
I went crazy, but I didn't have a voice the next day, did I? Because I was
Yeah.
screaming so bad for Albania, and where we were, because we saw that one live in the
Yeah.
arena, we were right in front of the green room, so we saw him when he came off stage. I went fanboy. I was there screaming at him and shaking his hand. I embarrassed myself so much when it comes to him. But yeah, that has to be my moment.
Yes.
And actually interviewing him was probably my favourite interview of this year. But yeah, I mean, he's a big star in Albania.
Best fan
fan
reaction. And
Hey.
It was really quite something, his reaction.
I don't think my reaction's gone public though, has it?
Not yet.
No, and it won't. It's
Lucky
not,
you.
it's not going public. But were there any other shock qualifiers this year?
I mean, I think with the first semi, because it was like such a strong semi, all of the ones that did
he really
qualify were kind
deserved
of
it, but I
expected
think
to.
he wouldn't make it because Albania is always underrated. My mom adored the song.
Oh, I adore your mum, Kate.
Oh, what about Lithuania?
Yeah, it made me cry.
Beautiful.
Loved it.
Yeah. For me, Lithuania, when I first heard it, I thought it wasn't strong enough because the rest of the songs Lithuania was competing against were too catchy, too strong. But I think it was good that there was like such a soft song in that semi, and that's what made her stand out.
Yeah, and that's how someone's personality
Yeah.
as well, because you know she performed it. She's kind of like very, like there's vulnerability.
That was a nice
To her.
surprise. Yes.
But I think also being in the first semi with all the kind of poppy upbeat songs, you know, Lithuania stood out really
Yeah.
well. So kind of worked in her favour, I guess.
And the staging wasn't complicated. It was effective.
No, it was good staging.
It made you cry. Aw.
I mean, at first I was worried the staging was a bit too simple, like just her sitting down, but it worked.
And dare I say, maybe Spain could have learned something from Lithuania's
I know, like,
staging
hello,
this year.
I'm Spanish. Can I say about things about Spain? How, like, we had an empty stage. Lithuania had an empty stage, but she had some kind of cool projections of a couple. How expensive? That can be too expensive. Like, hello, Spain. You should have squeezed your brains harder. Okay, run over.
I don't know why they didn't use the bridges.
I know.
Spain. It would have been nice for them to have come together
Yeah.
and then end together
Yes.
with a little kiss. Are they still together?
Yes, they are.
They are still together. So yeah, I actually really liked the
Ireland
Spanish song.
was a nice surprise.
Yes, Ireland was a nice surprise. And again, a nicely staged song. Lots of unjust controversy.
Yeah, we can talk about that later if you want.
Yeah, but I was really happy for Ireland to qualify.
Yes.
Happy
yes.
but
this year.
surprised.
Happy but surprised because no one gave them a chance. But sometimes
Yeah.
when people don't have a chance, I quite like to see them go through.
To be fair, I was surprised that that song made it to the final, and my favorite Irish entry, Counting Numbers, from a few years ago, didn't. And
Oh, Clara.
I know, but that's just me, and that's the beauty of Eurovision. Everyone has an opinion.
Yeah, you're sat.
Aw.
Come back. No, it was
yeah.
quite a nice song.
But yeah, it had really good staging, and everyone could connect with the performance.
Darren counting numbers, really.
Yeah,
yes.
I know.
She said it out loud in public. Thank God you didn't say "Il on de 12 points."
Oh no.
Wow. But yeah, I really liked Ireland, and he has to be one of the nicest guys. Actually.
Thank you. Counting the numbers was Rob. Thank you.
You've got one supporter.
You two need to meet up after this.
Hey.
But he was a lovely guy. Actually.
Yeah.
He's a really good. See, was it Britain's Got Talent?
Yeah, he
From
was.
Britain's Got Talent.
Can be
Can't be
dusted
dusted.
in
Oh,
Turkey.
we're not even going to talk about Turkey. It's too hot for Turkey. But yeah, it was nice. I was actually hoping it would do a bit better in the final. Jess, where did it come? You're like
16th place.
16th. Oh, it wasn't too bad then.
Yeah.
I need to do some research on my final placings because my memory's like a sieve. But who else out of the big five? France. A lot of people before were calling them to
Win.
be potential winners, and I actually thought maybe they could do it. But again, the French performance let them down, I think.
Yeah. I think at some point the feeling was cold.
Yeah, I agree with you there. The one thing that I didn't like is all the way through them performing the song, she was the only one that was doing the fist bump, and it looked a bit awkward when Jean-Christophe,
Giancarlo?
Jean
Jan-
something.
someone help us out, tell us what the name is.
Monsieur, the Monsieur.
Madame Monsieur.
The Monsieur guy.
But yeah, it looked a bit awkward. But actually, I still listen to the song now on like the studio version. I don't rewatch the performance again. But it's like the third year in a row that France have kind of messed up their live staging because the Mir was a big favourite in 2016.
But then again, at the same time, it's the third year in a row they made the left side of the scoreboard.
All right,
Yeah,
don't rub
so
it in, Jess. Don't rub
It
it in.
is an improvement from what they were sending before.
That is very true.
And it seems like they are taking it more seriously now. Like in terms of kind of selecting the artists and the songs, now work on the staging.
Yeah, I think they need to because they've had good songs that could do better
Yeah.
though. I think that's where I feel a bit sorry for them and a bit let down because Amir was a potential winner in
Yeah.
2016.
But he was a little bit out of tone.
But he was beautiful. And that staging was boring,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
I mean, I
Amir's
think
staging?
if France really work on their staging and carry on the way they are, we could see a French win quite soon, I think.
I hope so. But don't hold it in Paris, it's too expensive. We want to go south of France.
Yeah.
We're going south of France, Eurovision 2020.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Nice. Is that quite expensive as
Ooh,
well?
yes.
Okay.
Is it someone tell us where in France isn't expensive?
Well, outside.
Yeah.
Outside France is where it's not expensive.
Who else from? I think we've done all the big five,
The
haven't we?
UK.
But let's talk about UK. Sorry. Sorry.
Oh!
But Suri soldiered on though.
Yes.
She had determination. She had, like, after, you know, the incident, you know.
Thoughts on the UK? I could go on a massive rant about what happened. Yeah, please go on a massive rant. We're here to listen.
Do it.
I mean, I think pretty much the whole of the UK is proud of her for just carrying on, and you could see it in her face and in her eyes that yes, she was kind of annoyed, I guess, at what happened, but she wasn't going to let it, you know, stop her from having her moment.
yeah, I don't know how she carried on. But you know, dare I say, maybe it added a bit of excitement to what was quite a boring song.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
I mean, I think it definitely kind of, I think before, you know, the incident, she was just singing it, no kind of expression or emotion, and then the incident kind of brought it all out,
I agree.
and
Yeah.
how she should have been singing it all along. in
Yeah,
my
I
opinion.
mean, Suri, great girl, good performer, wrong song. You know, the UK national final wasn't filled with songs that would set you on fire really this year. The revamp didn't really do much. Didn't really do much for the song. But you know,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Suri. And she will always be remembered for this. So sometimes these things can be bittersweet. She, you know, she'll be able to do appearances in the future because everyone will know her as the person who had the microphone grabbed off her at Eurovision stage, and there was more media interest in her after that, which
And
is a positive. And she knows that, I think, as well.
But I have to say that one thing that really annoys me is when, for example, if you look on the official Eurovision DVD or on the Eurovision YouTube page, they always show her jury performance. And it's like, this happened, yes, you know, it was a big mistake from like the organisation and whatnot, but you know, you have to admit that a mistake happened. I mean, look at Spain 2010, look at Jamala, you know, they were not kind of censored, so why is Suri censored?
Yeah.
And she decided to not perform again, so I think that's part of her choice to be maybe remembered that way.
Yeah,
And-
I think it was tactical as well.
Yes,
I think
also
they thought
tactical,
it might bring in some
Votes.
votes. And I think potentially it did bring in a few televotes, maybe, but not really enough to make an impact. And I'm sure, you know, it's like her third year of being involved in Eurovision. I'm sure
Really? I
we'll
didn't know
see her
that.
again. Well, she was a backing vocalist for Loic,
Oh.
Loic,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
she was involved in Blanche's performance. I think she was a
As a
musical
backing
director
vocalist.
and a backing vocalist. I'm pretty sure we'll see her again, and she admits now that she's a huge
Eurovision head.
Eurovision fan. I don't know. I doubt we'll see her involved in the UK, but maybe Belgium again.
Maybe songwriting or something I could see.
Yeah, who knows? But can we talk about Portugal?
Thoughts on Finland.
Who was
Oh,
actually-
Finland.
I completely agree with
Yes.
you.
Maybe
I mean,
she has to come backing.
I think Sarah had a really good song,
Yeah.
but she ruined it with the staging. It was too much, it was all over the place. I don't think a lot of people got it. And then also she was performing in the second half with all the kind of other poppy songs. And so it didn't really stand out.
Yeah.
But I love Sarah, I love
I
her song.
really like the song too.
And before the contest I was expecting top 10.
See, for me, I think the song didn't have mass appeal. I've said this all the way through. I think it was aimed at not a niche market, but a certain part of the Eurovision audience. You know, it's very LGBT, which is fantastic, but the whole Eurovision audience isn't LGBT. So I didn't see it doing well. And you know, the more and more I saw her perform it leading up to Eurovision, I didn't think it was gonna do well. And I never really had it down as a winner. But love Sarah, happy she got her chance to go
Yeah.
to Eurovision.
And she's charming.
Yeah, she is, and you know, she will have a big career ahead of her. Dare I say, I would have chosen Domino, but I mean, I said that back at UMK. That was my favourite song. I think it would have done better. I think it probably had a bit more mass appeal, but you know, she looked good in her dress. I'm not going to try and say the name of the diamonds that were studded over it. Swarovski.
Careful.
But can we talk about Portugal?
Oh yes.
Yes, please.
Portugal is probably the one song that I've listened to most since Eurovision. Oh, such a beautiful song. And I had a little moment. I was lying on a beach in Portugal after the contest, laid back, all I could hear was the waves. I put that song in my headphones. Oh, it's beautiful. They did not deserve last place.
No, at all.
I think it's a curse of being the previous winner.
Yeah.
I think Sweden's the only country that I can remember doing well after they've won.
Germany did really well because after they won with Lena,
Yeah.
she placed 10.
Oh, she came back. She came back. Yeah, but that was quite novel, wasn't it, bringing the winner back? But they did not deserve last place for that song. And for me, I think Claudia is one of the most beautiful women at this year's contest.
Yeah.
I love
Stunning.
her hair.
Check out her Instagram pictures because all her Instagram pictures are stunning. And she's still pink.
Yes.
She is.
She's still pink. I'm sure she says she changes her hair colour every week.
Yes, but I think after she got chosen with the pink hair, she decided to stick to it as a trademark.
Well, it suits
It's
her.
working.
And we're hoping, Jess, you can dye hair pink one day.
Of course. Watch this space.
It's on camera.
Yeah, I solemnly
Swear.
swear that I, Jessica Amy Cole, will dye my hair pink.
Can we do it like this week now? Though?
Yeah. Can we do it tonight?
Guys, what do you think? Should I dye my hair pink tonight? Should I let these two be in charge of this mob?
I'll do it.
I'll do it. I dye my own hair, so I can totally do that.
Do it. Yes,
do
Darren.
It for your lover. Do it for your lover, babe.
Did it.
Looks like I've got no choice
Sure.
now.
Should I dye my hair?
Oh yeah.
Bright pink. We're going Claudia pink.
What about Suri pink?
No, Claudia pink.
Claudia pink.
Claudia pink.
Okay, do I
Did
get
you
a say
guys
in
see
this?
how many
No.
pink
Okay.
girls with pink hair were in this festival? There were like 3.
There was Claudia, there was Leia, there was...
Sorry.
My
Oh, Suri.
my brother sent me a text message actually because he was watching Eurovision back here. He's not a big fan. He's like, does everyone have to have pink hair this year?
The
Why
best
has everyone got pink hair?
contestant to interview.
Oh.
For me, it was Nicolas. Nicolas Joseph was really fun to interview because he's really nice and he really jumps on your questions and makes it a fun conversation between you, me, the other people behind the camera. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, of the ones I interviewed, I really enjoyed interviewing Georgia and Russia. Russia because she was just so she liked to talk and it was very easy to get, to kind of get answers from her, if that makes sense. And so it kind of flowed very easily. And then Georgia, the boys from Georgia were lovely.
But Jess, what about Vanya?
I was coming to him.
Oh, I bet you were.
How could I forget Mr. Montenegro? He's such a funny guy and so easy to talk to. And I just had a blast interviewing him. Yeah. And if you're watching this, Vanya, I'm waiting for that joke.
I wonder what you're going to say there. I think he's married.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm not going to tread on that.
Benjamin Ingrosso was also fun to interview because we started talking about food and pasta. And
I love it when your interviews just go totally random.
yeah. So he actually shared the recipe of chocolate pasta with me. So
Ooh.
I have you
remember-
made it yet?
no, I haven't. But maybe the day we dye your hair, I can actually do
Okay.
it.
But if I think of interviews that you guys have done, I remember the interview you did with Equinox where you wanted to be adopted by them.
Oh yeah,
Well,
that
I
was
have
fun.
been adopted by Equinox.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm the 6th member.
But
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
but I think we bring fun and something different to our interviews.
What's awkward
But
thing
yeah,
about it? We'll-
out of my interviews, I have to say I loved enjoying interviewing the Serbs, Balkanica,
Oh,
because
that was a fun interview.
I had no. If you haven't seen it, go and watch because I thought the interview had ended, and then Sanya Ilic comes over, and I thought he was going to tell me off. I thought I'd done something wrong, and he kind of came over with this stern look on his face, and then they just got up and started dancing. And the table was lifted up, and I thought the guy was going to hit me over the head. I didn't know what to do. But that was probably one of the most fun
Yeah.
interviews, I think. Eleni was great to talk
Yes.
to as well.
What
Oh,
about
the-
your boy, Jugend?
Oh yeah, well everyone knows that. But I'll tell you who else, the Humans.
Yes, they
They were a
lovely.
lot of
Yeah.
fun as well. I'm so sad they didn't go through.
Yeah.
So am I.
We had a question of who was the most awkward people to interview.
I have to say, for me, probably Aysel from Azerbaijan. There were, I think she was very tired when I spoke to her, and sometimes they've already done like 15, 20 interviews with people, and you might be the last one to go in. But she was very sweet. But I think she was probably the one that I could sense didn't want to be there the most, if that makes sense.
Well, yes, she seemed quite awkward.
And dare I say, maybe Alexander Rybak, but it's just because I was a bit scared because I knew he didn't really give interviews in Lisbon. So when I got to talk to him on the blue carpet, he's very trained in what to say and how to answer a question. So I don't think you get the real him. But no, everyone that we spoke to was lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, from watching them as well, it didn't come across as awkward to me.
I was scared about interviewing Eleni and Yana, just because I thought they might be like real big kind of
Divas,
diva
yeah.
type personality. So I thought they might be intimidating. Eleni's totally not. She was
Yeah.
there with her legs crossed. You know, after the interview, we had a really good conversation with her, talking about the contest. Yana, probably more of a diva, but you know, she's a big star. But again,
But-
really lovely to talk to.
Yeah, what I sensed, and after I also talked with Jana for a bit, she knows there are a lot of people paying attention and to what she's wearing and to how she's done her makeup that day. So she has to pay. She says that to feel comfortable, she has to pay a lot of attention because otherwise she will get like weird comments about, oh, why did you do your lipstick so pale? And that is ridiculous compared to how talented she is. Like, why would someone decide to pay attention in that particular thing rather than her whole music scene that she's put out?
What I love about her, in control of everything,
Yes.
isn't she? Her makeup, you know, she's I guess she would call herself a control freak. I think
Yeah.
she even did, but she says, you know, she has to be in control of everything to make sure she gets everything right. She's a perfectionist.
Yeah.
You know, as a lot of these artists are. I think we're going to have to end soon, so I'm going to get
Yeah.
pins and needles. We sat down on the floor, and my rear end is starting to go numb. So I think we're going to have to. But guys, thank you for watching
Yes.
and for your comments. Kate, go out, a little bit of sunshine, Kate. It's nice. It's hot, but it's getting cooler. And Darren, we love you.
Yes, and everyone that sent us questions, thank you so much.
But keep commenting on the video
Yes.
even after, and we'll try and get back to some of your comments. Otherwise, until next time you see
Yes.
us.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I love you too.
Aww.